I cannot believe it. It has been 7 weeks since we last joined. And
Wow.
in that 7 weeks, we've been up, down, to the left, to the right, because this team has been pretty interesting to watch over these past 7 weeks. What's going on,
Sure.
Crystal? How you doing?
Doing okay. I'm excited for my Knicks, though. I'm excited.
Yeah,
They're
it's
in
been
what, second place now?
yeah, it's been wild. And the good part is that, after yesterday's game, the game that they come up on Tuesday does not apply to the standing. So because it's the actual championship game, and that's game 83, which is something I didn't think that they were gonna be able to be a part of, but they did. So I can't fuss. I
Yeah,
can't
and
fuss at all.
they look good. They really did look good.
It's
I
funny.
was a little concerned around the second quarter.
Yeah, I can't say they played their best game, but
Hmm.
it was an entertaining game, and it was a game that you know forced them to dig into something that they didn't come in the game with,
True.
and that was they didn't come with that killer mentality at the very beginning, which is very odd. Which is they played against this their fourth time playing against this team,
Hmm.
and you would think that they know that they're gonna try to punk them. And so are you on your heels at the beginning of the game? I don't know. That's a different thing, but I'm not gonna harp on the negative. But that's just something that I can't get with. You know they're gonna come and try to punk you. You let them
Hmm.
punk you when you got to be forced by your coach to get back in the game. That just doesn't
Hmm.
sit. That part doesn't sit well with me. But that's just me.
But at the end of the day, they still pulled it out. They
And
did
that's the
good that
thing.
fourth quarter.
That's the thing. It's no matter who the coach is, what
Hmm.
era of Knicks they are, they do this for decades.
Hmm.
They start off poor and they end strong,
Yeah,
or they
we have to
start off
stop doing that.
crazy and then get too overconfident and they lose the game. It's either one of those scenarios.
Mhm. But
So,
this
but
was this. But I have to say, I really Hart. He really did
hmm
a good job, and I was
hmm
even proud of
Kolak.
oh man, what Carl Anthony.
hmm
He did
hmm
his thing. Even
hmm
Robinson with him. What was his free throws? Like 1 for 5, or what was he?
So he hit one free throw. That was the thing.
He would have needed it.
You know, he's an interesting guy.
Mhm.
But if we got to rely upon his free throws, then we're gonna be some serious issues.
Mm-mm.
You know, but
Mm-mm.
it's interesting to have him play that way. But I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
Dude hit a free throw. I can't fuss about it. And that's the last game. But in the past, weeks, they are, especially in the past 3 weeks,
yeah,
they are 9-1 in the past 10 games. So that's that's impressive.
yeah.
From a doesn't matter who's on the schedule. They are if they're supposed to beat the team, they're beating the team. So I think just the game with the Celtics is when they lost that one. That was the
Right.
game I think that was they couldn't stop that dude I don't like. So
That
uh,
we won't mention him. We won't mention the name.
that was a get back game for them because we punked them at the very beginning of the season too. So that was a get back game. So we understand that.
Mm.
But overall, I think this team has in the first that was the 26 games they're in right now. They've shown that they are responding well to the coach's
Yeah.
encouragement to pass the ball. There were many plays, and even in yesterday, and even the past 10 games, where they have just pushed the ball ahead to get those easy points, which is something
Mhm.
for whatever particular reason that was not something that was done easily in the past. But now it's urged and encouraged, and they're following through with this. So that's happy to see.
Mhm.
Actually,
And that's,
it's only yeah 25 games for them. Sorry, 25 games because they're
yeah.
18-7. I'm sorry about that. They're 18-7. So that's impressive from that standpoint that they are accepting and actually executing in that particular way. So once we get it, and it's but not everybody's on the same page too. So that's the good part. They're doing this
Because
without. Hmm.
no, I totally agree. Because in the beginning, I was a little worried in the beginning of the season, but now it seems that maybe after what the 20th game is really starting
Hmm.
to mesh. You can really see it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I like the fact too. I think they played the Raptors within the week and they beat them twice.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they have a potential. They're doing really good. I'm really proud of them.
Hmm. Yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward for them to take the next step and what that next step really will look like. I'm curious
Hmm.
to see how Yabusele is gonna adapt his game to this game. He came signed with this team for a particular reason,
Hmm.
but for whatever reason, the coach is not seeing the benefit of having him on the court at critical points in the game. So I'm curious. I'm not sure what is being asked of him. You know, because ever you hear you ever hear Mike talk about him, it's like he's getting it, he's getting it, he's getting it. But what is getting there? I don't know what that. I don't know what that is.
Soon, soon,
I don't know what that is.
soon, soon. When
So,
you least expect it.
but I'm curious to see what is it about what he's not doing that the
Hmm.
coach is looking for that's going to lead to him being more on the court because you know it they just don't know what that is very clearly in Express. So I'm hope he's communicating whatever that is to Yabusele so that he can adjust his game. And if it's about him not doing what he's supposed to do, then that's on him then. But if the
Yeah,
coach is it's not telling him, then I would prefer the coach speak to him about what he needs and let them give the person the man the opportunity to switch up and do things right. Because the minutes are there
hmm,
to be used. You want that to be taken advantage of.
yeah.
You
Because
want that. Mhm.
when did he play? And they played him what for the fourth quarter, last 2 minutes.
Hmm. Yeah, that's not cool. I'm not a big fan of that stuff for someone of his stature. Last 2 minutes of the game, I don't like when a coach does that, but it could be a whll bunch of different things that, we're not privy to.
Right.
But at the end of the day, this team is looking very nice. Now, as far as what comes Tuesday, that's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah. Who they playing? Who
They
they
play the
playing?
Spurs for the championship, for the
Oh
Cup
yeah, yeah, yeah,
championship.
yeah. Right. That's Tuesday. Okay.
Hmm.
I didn't
And
realize it was that close.
yeah, but think about it, they're going to be in Vegas for about a week because they were in
Mm,
Vegas, I think, either on Wednesday or Thursday, and they're going to be in yeah. So they till Wednesday, I guess, because they play again after that on Thursday. But it's interesting to see how this time in Vegas is going to lead to a success for this team. And that Spurs team is going to be interesting. There's nothing but young guys on that team, and they're going to be up
hmm.
and running. And the Knicks have been benefiting from running, so they're going to have some competition to go up against for players who are adapt to running. We'll see how they
Yeah.
are gonna adjust with that. But I like the way OG is playing.
Mm,
Um, Interesting what's coming out of him as far as his ability to hit the three and hit three with motion.
yeah.
It's very interesting to see how that's been playing out. But curious to see how it goes.
Yeah. My only concern for the game Tuesday is how they're gonna deal with their center.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
that's my only concern. How they gonna deal
Hmm.
with him and that the inside the paint game because
Hmm.
he's known for is he first in block shots, so they're gonna have to really contend with that.
Yeah, he's been out a lot though, so I'm not sure if he leads the league into it, but
Mm,
the doesn't matter because when he's on the court, you feel him.
he
So,
protects that rim.
hmm.
So
And with them, the Knicks getting a lot of fast breaks. Is he going to be there to contest that? So be curious to see how this plays out tomorrow. I'm very interested in watching this game because this game in itself this doesn't even count for on the schedule. So we'll see them two more times on the schedule at in San Antonio and back in New York. So we'll clearly see that. They probably was expecting to have the OKC play them, but I was shocked at that they
I
got
was shocked.
Because I watched the first quarter and
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, interesting. But and I turned it off. But come back
Yeah,
and they lost. I'm like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
I
So that
was not, but so that meant it was close at the end. But I don't know.
hmm
For some reason, I think I'd rather the Knicks go up against San Antonio.
well, it's going to be tough either way. But either way,
Hmm.
I want that chip.
Yeah, I would
It's
love it. I think it's
not.
going to motivate them if they win
hmm
it. I
You
think it
got
will.
got to do it.
I think
Got to
it
do it.
will.
hmm
Yep.
Got to do it. But we'll see how that goes. That comes up on Tuesday, 8:30 game. I'll be watching it on Prime.
Yep.
We won't get a chance to hear, Clyde talk about everything, but we'll see how it plays out. That'd
Sound
be
good.
pretty interesting. But
Hmm.
all in all, team is looking good. Um, we'll see how it plays out on Tuesday, and we'll talk again next Sunday. Hopefully
Sound
with
good.
hopefully with the cup chip in our possession, and you'll
That
probably see a
sounds good.
little cup on there with little man hanging out.
I would like that very much.
hmm
I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take
that
it.
we'll see how it plays out. Either
Sound
way,
good.
Harlem to MSG, we out.
All right now.
Mm.